Hello, lovely viewers. It's your #1 Campus TV. Hello, lovely viewers. It's your #1 Campus TV, and I'm your host, Bediaku Andriana, and you are watching us live from KUC campus at Kaswa Old Barrier, Aplaku Road. And today, I'm having a noble special guest, a police officer, an outspoken man, an energetic gentleman full of ambitions, in the person of Mr. Bashiru Salifu Zibo. I welcome you once again, Mr. President.
Thank you, madam.
I really like your outfit.
Thank you.
So how is things going on live?
So we are on it here and there issues, but we are sorting all things out. God has been grateful.
Yeah.
Been truthful to us.
In fact, your outfit reminds me of one former president I knew in Ghana.
Well, it's good to have role models. Maybe he might be one of my role models.
Oh, definitely. I once again appreciate you coming on this show.
Thank you, madam.
So can you tell us something about yourself?
Wow.
When we talk about Mr. Bashiru Salifu Zibo, who is he?
He's just any other man on the street who sees life as it is. He's open-minded, career-wise. As you stated earlier, I'm a police officer. Beyond that, I love the academia, the school, one or two institutions here and there. Currently, I'm pursuing the LLB and studying the terrain. I decided, well, many a time certain things have happened. You sit behind and say, go do this, go get this done, and there are issues. You don't know what it is that is there, that when people get there, they mess up. So he said, this time around, get there and fix things up. I think perhaps that's what has created this platform that today you and I are sitting here having this conversation.
Oh, that's really nice. I'm sure, definitely, I'm going to copy what you are saying. Really? Maybe one day, so if someone asks me, who are you, Miss Bediaku, I'll tell the person. So, if I may ask, you being a police officer, do you really enjoy, do you like your profession as a police officer?
For real?
Some people, they'll be like, oh no, I don't want to be a police officer.
You see, we have the born and the made.
All right.
Where you are a made police officer, then it means it's like you are doing it for people. You are doing to please somebody, some people, somewhere. Okay. But when you are a born police officer, it means it's inherent in you. So it doesn't matter. When you have that passion, my dear, you enjoy it. Especially when you are somebody who loves adventure and things. It's fun being a police officer, if you ask me.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's
it's fun being a police officer.
Real.
So doesn't it contradict your work as an SRC President?
Not at all. You see, that's the interesting part. The Ghana Police Service gives you opportunity to improve upon your educational career in terms of career development.
All right.
As I speak with you, I've been on study leave. I'm on study leave. And I am expected to participate fully in everything student. What happens is during vacations, I go back to work. But when schools resume, I have all the luxury of time to also attend school as a regular student throughout the academic year. So there is no conflict at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
I least expected that because I thought that being a police officer, always you have to just run from work and just come in like.
Not at all. It will depend where you want to do your mining. Usually when you go to the corporate world, many people are there who are also working and schooling. They are schooling secretly. Where you are schooling secretly, that is where you have these issues. But where you've gone through the legitimate process and you are fully recognized as somebody who has been allowed to school, there's no cause for alarm. You enjoy it. You see, you have the fun of also being a full-time student and participating actively as a student.
Wow. Then it's like I want to change my mind. I don't want to study what I'm studying now.
Don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted.
Like, I feel like if I combined the way you are combining things with, it will be nice.
Sure. And you see, depending on what you are studying and what you intend doing,
Okay.
there is a blend. You see, sometimes it's good when you learn a lot. And in learning a lot, how do you blend it? For instance, I hold a degree in communication. I hold a certificate from GIMPA in Human Resource Management. I hold another certificate from Legon, Geographic Information System.
Wow.
Among others. I hold a diploma in computer hardware and system administration. I have Cambridge certificate and whatnot. It's about blending. When you combine the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, you have a vast platform to explore. And depending on how you see the work that you do, the passion that you have with it, at every point in time, wherever you find yourself, you have something to say about it. And when you appreciate that it's a learning process, the world, each day, events you are confronted with creates the opportunity for you to learn. So, depending on how you look at it and how you decide to explore, my dear, you don't necessarily have to change profession or a particular course of study. But if you concentrate on it and try to develop it, irrespective of where you are, you can merge it within.
So if I heard you clearly, that means that it depends on you, the individual, how you will manage your studies and blending everything together.
Exactly.
Oh, that's nice. So how was the feeling when you were being announced as the SRC President in KUC, Kingston University College?
Well, it was a prophecy come true.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember when I was in level 100, the then SRC President, Bruce, saw me one day and said, you'll be the SRC President during your year group. I said, like seriously? Then he said, don't reject it. I was also blessed with that and it came true, so I'm giving it to you. So when I was announced, the first thing was, wow, that prophecy has come true.
Wow.
And I gave reverence to him after I called him to tell him, boss, the prophecy you gave has come true. And the feeling was great. You see, it was an era where there was empathy on the student front towards student leadership activities. So when you see the caliber of persons who were there, ensuring that the counting goes on, after the counting, the caliber of persons that were there to jubilate and celebrate with you, it's a feeling that words cannot describe, honestly.
Wow, I must say that was a very good feeling.
Very, very, very exceptional feeling.
Wow, that's nice. So if I may ask, what's your main motive? What pushed you to come out and be like, I want to be the SRC President for KUC? What at all was the main motive that pushed you to go in for? Because there were a lot of people also going for the position.
See, when I was coming, I remember at the point in time, we had a hashtag, peg the system, clear the nonsense.
Wow.
There were a whole lot of things that were sort of, you sit, you look, and it's like, what is happening? That's why I stated earlier on, sometimes you sit and ask, my dear, I can support you. You can come to me with ideas. And then as you've come to me with the ideas, well, I may be convinced and I'll decide that, oh, let's do it together. And the day comes and I expect you to deliver. You have a problem delivering. That is why I said, look, enough is enough. Get there. Know why when people get there, they fail to deliver. That is why I took up the mantle. Let me get there and see. Fix it. What is it, a deity that is there that when you get there it prevents you from
performing that.
What exactly is the problem? Get them fix that. That is what gingered me to go for that position.
This one reminds me of Moses in the Bible.
You see, you.
Oh, okay, that's nice. So you are here. So which level are you in right now?
I'm in my final year.
Your final year. That means
a month and some few days to live.
All right. So that means you've been on campus for about 3 years.
4 years.
4 years. All right. So you being on campus for 4 years, I'm sure you had a lot of encounters with a lot of SRC presidents on campus. Is there any president, any former president that did something special on campus that you said to yourself, me or I will make sure I build this thing that this former president has built? Maybe before his end of, same gate came an end, he couldn't finish what he was to do.
In truth, for me, and where I sit and what I see, I believe that each individual has his own way of doing things.
All right.
There are those who embark on a project that will have to be continued. There are those who embark on projects that they complete. There are those that will give handing over notes and what have you. Sadly, in coming into office, we were not given a handing over notes with regards to assets. These are the assets of the SRC. Resources and what have you. Sadly, when we were coming into office, we came into office at an era where, as a result of almighty COVID-19, elections could not be held, so an interim management committee was put in place. So what actually happened was we met at the transition and it was, oh, we took dues, we spent this is what is left. And we took it from there. In terms of any document from the General Secretary or something, nothing of the sort. So we couldn't get footprints of that which previous administrations sought to achieve. But beyond that, I think physically, there is the only thing I see around that is worthy of continuation is lovers' bench that are around, that the wood inside are not in the best of shape as a result of rainfall, withering and whatnot. So that is what requires renovation as a matter of fact. But beyond that, there was no project
being set. All right.
That was there for continuity. No.
Wow.
Yeah.
So far, can you tell your viewers, KUC students, your people, is there anything different being done by you?
For real. For instance, from His Excellency Noah SMS time.
Which year?
That was 2018-2019 academic year.
All right.
There has not been, let me say, when I came to the school in 2017-2018 academic year, I saw a publication of account. But as to what happened to that account, nobody knows. And until I came into office, there has not been a bank account for the SRC.
Wow.
Yes. So dues are taken, whatever, how it is expended, at the end of the day, after it has been taken, where it is kept and what have you, no. Now what we have done differently is that, among other things, before coming into office, we spoke about accountability. Monies that come, we should know, we should have a place where we have to have that. So as we came, yes, when we took over the reins of government on 24th April, when we were vacating for the first semester. So technically we've been in office barely 2 months. It was May we resumed for the second semester.
Oh,
so
okay.
we've been in office barely 2 months.
All right.
We'll be handing over in August. So we are the only administration that is running for a period of about 3 months, and then the administration is over. We've gone ahead to have a bank account. With,
wow.
Yes, with CBG, Consolidated Bank of Ghana, the command branch. That is what we've done, which is different from what previous administrations have done. We made deposits in the account, there is money in the account. It's not much, there is money in it. The next is we spoke about having a legacy account.
All right.
Which will be an account that will be there for SRC developmental project. So after opening the main account, we've been told, we've made inquiries in that regard, and we have to submit another letter instructing them to open the legacy account, which will be depositing a percentage of the SRC dues into it. That account will be locked for the next 10 years, and it is going to be mandatory for the subsequent administration to be depositing money into it, which will be a savings account. Then by 10 years time, whatever is therein, we use it for development of the SRC and then the school itself.
That's good. That's very nice of you. Wow, that's something very nice.
And beyond that, we are overhauling the Constitution to ensure that certain things that are not done right, they are captured therein. If they are captured therein, then to give us the opportunity to put things right. For instance, when you look around, a whole lot of things happen. But as the things are happening, who is speaking? Where do you resort to? When you resort to it, what does the book itself say? Among other things, we are looking at, this is an institution that has students from Liberia, Gambia, Nigeria, and others.
Foreign students.
Yes. So we are looking at, within the new constitution, we have a foreign affairs commissioner. I met them not long ago, and then I proposed to them, in the interim, while waiting for the constitution to be complete, I need 2 persons. Out of each, one would be the liaison officer and then a deputy. That becomes an ad hoc position, who will be playing the role of the foreign affairs commissioner until such a time that the constitution itself comes into play. What we are doing differently, fortunately, our SRC week, we've decided, look, we've not seen a situation whereby clubs and associations on campus are given the opportunity. So this is what we decided to do. It is SRC week. Let us dedicate one day. We have 2 political party associations recognized on campus.
All right.
It is TESCON and TANE. Let us have a TESCON TANE day. Let's dedicate that day to TESCON TANE. Let them showcase to KUC students and the world what they've got.
All right.
They have their activities. And that is the first in history of Kingston University College.
Okay.
We dedicated another day. Before we came into office, there was no formal Ghana Muslim Students Association on campus. We only had Campus Christian Fellowship. So what did we do? We saw to it that the Ghana Muslim Students Association is live on campus. There was a mosque. We got it renovated. They have leadership. We dedicated a day to them. So we had an interreligion day where the Campus Christian Fellowship and the Ghana Muslim Students Association were tasked to do all the organizations of that day. They climaxed it also with a football match on our school park. We've also dedicated a day for interfaculty. These are things that were not happening in the past.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Very, very nice.
Thank you.
Back to my viewers. Without wasting much time, let's go for a quick break. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back, all viewers. Hope from the way we've started the show, you are still enjoying. So why don't you all give me the opportunity to still investigate and ask him a lot more so that you will know who your SRC president is. When we are talking about KUC SRC president, you will know who he is. Back to my guest.
Yes, madam.
My energetic, able gentleman.
Yes, madam.
My role model. Okay, so I listened to what you said, and I realized that even with this term, are you in your first term or second term?
I'm in my term. It's only a semester.
Wow.
Yes.
I've seen some lighting system being planted all over the campus, and I'm like, wow, this man is really doing a lot of things.
The truth is that depending on how you go into it, how real you are, you'll have the opportunity to do other things.
All right.
For instance, when you look at when we're coming into office, most of the policies we are talking about were not money-oriented. The only thing that was money-oriented was the provision of a public address system for the student body. Now, the good thing that happened during the campaign was that there were fellow students who were ready to support us with money.
Wow.
So when we got some of the monies, we did inquiries and found out that the PA systems, one was a little about 1,500 cities. So I said to my team and said, look, my guys, we are out to make life better for students. So I don't see the sense in giving money to students that collect and vote for us. The little that we can do, let us do. So I spoke to my team and I said, look, the money we've gotten, we can get 2 public address systems. Let us get it and let the students use it. Irrespective of who wins the election, at the end of the day, the student body will benefit. Prior to that, I had made a commitment to myself that, look, I am not part of the people who will come and say that, take money and vote for me. I would rather keep that money so that whosoever is successful in the election, if I observe and see that the person is doing a worthy cause, I'll use to support. So we got the money, and then we bought 2 public address systems, which were a little above 3,000 cities, and presented. So after clearing the public address system, that was one of our policies, it was left with paperwork. Almost all the works that we intended to do, apart from the public address system, that required money. The rest didn't require money. It was a matter of sit down and work.
Analyzing things.
Yes.
All right.
Putting words together and making it carry weight. That was what was left. So it gave us a certain luxury to be able to rely on the SRC dues to do things. That is how come we had money to get the street lights, and then you see we've brought directional signs on campus.
I love them.
It's sad that you see sometimes you'll be at the SRC office and then somebody comes like, I'm going to administration. Wow, what's happening? So we've had the opportunity of having a certain platform to be able to address issues as we are confronted with relying on the scanty SRC dues and a few benevolent students on campus. You see, we are in an institution where we have a very rich human resource, and how to harness them is a problem.
Manage them.
Will you believe that for our SRC week at the launch, the media coverage was brought by a student who owns that media coverage, Tinaifa. Our speakers, one lecturer, entrepreneur, and a writer, and a motivational speaker. The other 2, one is a reverend doctor, a student, and a businesswoman. The other also a student and a businessman, all within the institution. We've not relied on any external resource persons. Everything we are doing is internal. We have the people. How to harness them is the problem. So we had the opportunity to rely on some of these people to help us to run some of these projects that you are seeing live. It isn't that we are performing magic, no. We were strategic, and God being on our side, the few students who have paid their SRC dues, adding 1 and 1 together, that's how come we are doing that. That is not all. We are looking at having these lovers benches on campus. You see, when you look around, we have an orchard.
Yeah, yeah.
Beyond that, there are other trees all over the places.
In fact, the campus, there's this scenery thing, it attracts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you don't actually need a summer hat. No.
No.
What you need is the seat.
You're right.
Now, you see, I've gotten to a point, as I speak, we've gotten some chippings on campus, making arrangements to get some cement and then some sand. The biggest challenge as of now, as I'm speaking with you, is getting, to do the concrete benches. This is what happens. You have to get wood. Then the carpenter will nail them to get the frame before they will cast. Now, there is this technology when they can use plates to mold it. When they mold it, you screw and unscrew. So as many as you want to erect, all it is you screw it, then you mix your concrete, drop it. After it forms, you unscrew, shift it to the next place. That one is cost effective. You understand? If not, if you have to get wood. So that is what currently I am on, to get that mold. And it becomes the property of the SRC.
All right.
Beyond that, we've been able to get a fixed line for the SRC office.
Fixed line?
Yes, a fixed landline, a 030
all right,
number.
All right.
A designated number, so that when any student has any issue whatsoever, we were quick to think that, look, when you fix a fixed line, that will be in the office always. It will be hard when you are not in the office. So this is the cordless time. So it doesn't matter the day or time. Just call and somebody will be there to pick it up. We are fortunate to have a certain environment where it's a matter of what is your issue, bring it up and let us solve it. That is how we want to see the system working. And when God on our part, the system is working.
Wow, that's genius. So with the first line, okay, now can you give me the number? I will call and ask, and I will tell you people I want a box of pizza.
It's 0303.
So it's when we are talking about that first line, like the student, each individual student on campus, are they having the number? Because not every student.
I understand. This is what I did in person. So I went with my executives and I led that delegation, class to class, to formally inform them that, look, guys, welcome back to campus. Now, this is the new trend. We've gotten a designated number, which is available 24/7. Now, we've experienced instances where you send messages to the course reps and it doesn't get to you. So we have decided that we are coming here in person. This is the number. Take it. Any day, anytime you have any issue, call on the number. And we wrote those numbers on the board markers, whiteboard markers, for them to see it and then to call. Some even called outrightly to confirm if the numbers were genuine. There are instances you see a missed call, you call back and it's like, oh, you came and gave us the number. We wanted to call to confirm if it is there. You see, we want to depart from the idea of flyers and things. The people, they want to see what is happening. Who are you? What are you doing? The flyer, yes. But imagine you spending 100 cedis, 150 cedis, 50 cedis to get a flyer to say, welcome back. The student who is coming to the lecture hall, his concentration, maybe he is late. You have the flyer, then the student will not say it. If it were so, why do students who want to hold leadership position have to go class by class? If when we needed position, we had to come to you class by class, then it is necessary that when we have certain informations that is paramount to your success on campus, we should come to you. And you see, the sort of attention you will get when you go to speak to a lecturer who is delivering a lecture and you are allowed 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes to make an announcement, it's far different from you putting a flyer out there. So we chose not to go that way, but to go in person. So the numbers, as we speak, I led the delegation myself for us to put it out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then if I must say, that means that how do you deal with your discussions with students when you want to meet your students? How, when, on what scale do you imagine doing them?
This is how I do it. There is a public relations officer.
All right.
There is a WhatsApp platform that has all course reps on it. So as and when there is anything, what I do is this. PRO, get in touch with the course reps. Then the PR goes ahead to get it done. We on that WhatsApp platform too, I am on it. So whenever there is something to be done, then also at certain points in time, I instruct, look, my guy, it's not about just WhatsApp message. Reach out individually to them. And there are times I demand for the list of persons he has reached to make follow-up to find out whether or not they've been reached and where we are supposed to have a meeting. If we are to have a GA meeting, what we do is we call upon the speaker and then the other people who are involved to also come on board, and then we get that meeting done. For instance, when we're to have our SRC week, this is what we decided to do differently. Previously, they just say SRC week and so be it. This time around, this is what I did. I personally signed a letter addressed to all recognized clubs and associations on campus and course reps, inviting them individually with their followers to the SRC week launch. That is how we went about it. We got their involvement, the clubs and associations, when we decided to dedicate days to them. So you see, it is an all-inclusive thing that is happening. That is how I'm able to get all of them involved.
Then that's nice. The communication, the link, that means that you're having this interpersonal relationship with your students on campus, not like you just call them online meeting and they come. You make sure that they know what is going on.
For real.
That's very clear. So if you would say, do you think being an SRC president is the best leadership role you've ever had in your life?
I wouldn't say leadership role, but I would say experience.
All right.
Because I've been Deputy Speaker of Parliament before. I've been a Chief Justice in my former school. I've been Chief Justice for 2 consecutive years at the Ghana Union of Professional Students, GAPS. I've held other positions here and there. But the SRC President has given me the best experience in life in terms of how people perceive you, how people relate, the pretenses, the genuineness, and what have you. This has been the best experience, if you ask me.
So, if I may ask, if you are to paint a picture of your former leaders, your former president, SRC president, the SRC, compare them to your SRC, the activism of your SRC in comparisons with their SRC.
You see, depending on how you look at it, with activism, it could be the opposing forces that are on campus or student interest. It could be any of them. Now, this is it. This is the reality. Depending on who is in control of affairs and how the person manages affairs,
all right,
what is that person's sense of direction? These are some of the things that sometimes we used to. But you see, in truth, I have had one of the toughest competition and student activism in reality within Kingston University College.
Wow.
And our election, pre-election, during the election, after election, and the after party. It's obvious this particular, the after COVID election has really brought a new paradigm within the student politics at Kingston University College. It stands out, not as in it's being exceptional in terms of performance or other things. I say not as in it being exceptional in terms of performance because every leader and what he or she seeks to achieve, you understand? So everybody thinks that this is my priority, this is my priority. So I think it will not be fair for me to be comparing what I have achieved with this current administration and what other presidents also achieved with their administrations.
Right.
Because each leader and his sense of direction. But beyond that, in terms of student activism, competition and what have you, I think this has been the toughest and the best so far.
In terms of academics?
In terms of
academics.
Academic performance?
Yeah.
Or academic debates?
Like in general?
In general.
Everything about academics?
Everything about academics, I would say yes, to a larger extent, because, for instance, as a result of those activism that has gone on, it has created a certain platform for certain individuals to even be identified and made to champion the setting up of the moot competition, moot court on campus. That is how far we've gone. We've created a certain terrain where people have a certain aroused interest in going for leadership position because they believe, look, previously we didn't know it's this, we didn't know it's this. Oh, this is what it is. Wow. Then let me fight and get to that level, get to that apex where I can qualify and also go for this. So there is academic improvement. You see, we came with a certain concept. We talked about a teaching assistant project, which is a student teaching assistant something. We don't have teaching assistants at Kingston University College.
Wow.
Fortunately, when we rolled that, we brought that up. The school have also they've also bought into the idea, and they've gone to the extent of recruiting persons to become teaching assistants. Wow. That is it. Now, this is our concept. This is how we do it. Look, you are a student. You are good. We organize students for you to assist them. Take them through what have been taught already. Areas that they don't understand, help them.
All right.
So before the end of semester exams, we had persons who were identified as student teaching assistants, who were assisting students. And it was a matter of what is your problem? Bring it on board. So while the students were being helped, the teaching assistants were also being challenged to go the extra mile to learn more, to be able to deliver.
All right.
You understand? So that is how we move things. And in the constitution that we are overhauling, we are having a student teaching assistant committee that will be therein, which will be headed by the dean of students, with the deans of the various faculties being members of that committee who spearhead the selection of students who qualify as teaching assistants. We are improving academically.
Then this, if I might say, like, it will really help loosen the load of the lectures.
For real, you see.
That would be.
Guess what?
It's good.
I've had the opportunity of being in the office, and then a fellow student come and say, the system is working, even though we do not support you, but we've seen that the system is working. So we will pay our dues so that you can do more.
Then that's good.
That is it.
So that's the influence. Yeah. Then that's really, really good. You made mention of these political something TESCOM. If I'm right.
Yes, we have TESCOM, we have TEEN. TESCOM is actually the NPP youth wing on campuses, and then TEEN is the NDC youth wing on campuses. So
are you in any of these?
This is what happened. During my election, I met with the TESCOM leadership, I met with TEEN leadership. We were two candidates that were going to the election.
All right.
But guess what? TESCOM and TEEN both brought out communique supporting my candidature. That is what happened. So you see, it's not necessarily about where you belong, but how you relate.
All right.
That is how we went about it. So it wasn't about this or that, no. It is about, let's go for the right thing. I doubt, you see, when you study a bit of political science, you realize that we have the center left and center right. This one is of the idea that, look, let the state take care of the people. This one is of the idea that, look, let the individual work for himself.
All right.
Not the state should provide certain things for the individual. So while one is talking about privatization, one is talking about the public. You understand?
Yeah.
So they are all thinking about the same thing, but it's the ideologies that change. So basically, TESCOM, TEEN, they are both my friends. And I said to you, they had a friendly match. And I don't know if whether they planned that none should score the other. The scores on that day was 2-2 actually.
That's the influence of their leader.
You see, and that tells you the sort of friendliness, the liveliness that has come to play. Imagine when we're having the Muslim, I played some for the Muslims when they were having them.
You played?
I played, of course.
Wow.
Yes, I played.
Our own boss on the field.
I was on the field.
I just can't imagine this.
Don't worry.
Please, there should be a replay.
Very well, very well.
All right.
You understand? Look at Muslims and Christians on a field of play. Having a friendly relation.
Yeah.
How beautiful is it? There are a lot of things we can do.
I just can't imagine that.
But that is what has happened at Kingston University College. That tells you the level we are raising the school to.
All right.
You see, it's not the world, but the people. Kingston University College is gold.
All right.
But the people surrounding it, depending on how they behave, become serpents or angels. If all the students and the people surrounding Kingston University College becomes angels, will attract the whole world.
Wow.
But if we want to become serpents, we'll scare them away. We've gotten to a certain level where we are becoming angels. And I hope and I pray that we'll continue to be angels. But come to think of it, Kingston University College, don't you think students there should be royals?
Exactly.
Students should be royals. And we are getting there little by little. They'll be treated as royals.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's really, really nice. So what strengthens you? What encourages you? In all aspects, like everything in general in life. For me, what strengthens me is God.
You see, there is God everywhere. What motivates me to do things is when I'm able to put that smile on your face and you can't pay for it.
Wow.
It gladdens my heart. And that's what motivates me. For how long? You see, the next moment, I don't know, I may fall. And you may be the person to pick me up.
All right.
When you pick me up, I will smile. The sort of inner joy that I get within is what motivates me to also put those smiles on the faces of others. That's my motivation.
That's genius.
Thank you.
Putting a smile on someone's face, it's what encourages you.
Yes.
Hey, what about my friends who are into money? Money encourages people.
You see, you are into money. Yes. When you identify needs and wants,
all right.
At this point in time, you see, maybe what you need is 1 cedi. I give you that 1 cedi, you smile. I may not even have the 1 cedi, but what words of encouragement will I give to you for you to smile?
Make me smile.
At a point in time, what you need is not money. It's just a call. My guy, ignore this no be issue, and you are good to go. At certain points in time, it's water that you need. You understand? Now, when we learn to appreciate what we are given, it gives others to the opportunity to do more. One thing I have learned in life, with my work experience, I've been privileged to work at certain places. And I told you I did human resource management.
Yeah.
With my practical experience with the human being, what I would say and what I've kept in my mind is that, look, I do good to you not because I expect you to return that good to me. Because if I do the good to you and I expect you to return the good to me, my dear, I'll be disappointed. I will die early.
You don't want to die early.
No! Life is good, life is sweet. So why should I die early? You understand? So I do good to you because I think that I can do it. Let me do it and go.
So is it for good sake? You are doing good for good sake?
The little I can do to assist, let me do and take a walk. If tomorrow you appreciate and you come back, it's a bonus.
All right.
it doesn't mean that when I do good and you appreciate, I don't recognize it. But I don't expect it while doing the good. So when it comes, it is bonus. You understand? So it creates a situation, you don't have an expectation, a return on investment in the good. You are doing, you are going. That which comes is bonus. You are good to go. You will hardly have problems with people.
Wow. I can't believe this. It's like I'm feeling something.
Wow.
Viewers, hope you are enjoying. So I once heard that there are a lot of schools around, a lot of schools in this country, due to this COVID, they are offering bonuses, percentages to the students, fees, tuition fees. King's University, you being an SRC president, is there anything, scholarship or something?
You see, at King's University College, this is the situation. Interestingly, prior to COVID coming,
all right,
there were engagements, and the school was able to get in touch with Kingdom of God Foundation, who offered 50% scholarship for all students.
50%?
Exactly.
That amazes me.
That's the reality.
50%.
50%.
Is it executives on campus or
students? On your admission, it is stated 50%.
Irrespective of who you are, your position.
Students.
Wow.
It's across board.
That's good.
That is what it is. Now, during the COVID era did not bring an issue. What we experienced at our place was not an issue of school fees, but it was an issue of, in terms of infrastructure, academic delivery, how it was. Right. That was the issue we were confronted with much. But we were able to manage, scale through. At a point in time, there were one or two issues here and there because sorted out. And God has been faithful. In terms of, at every point in time, there will be people who are handicapped. There was this idea, is it possible? Sometimes some of us sit and look and say, is it possible that at least the SRC, we can have a scholarship fund? We call students to come for program, and we spend 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 for that program. That 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 could have paid for at least 2 students' school fees who are genuinely in need.
All right.
Is it possible? We have started our thing. We are on the Constitution. We are hoping that subsequent administrations will factor some of these things to make sure that, for every semester, we'll pay for at least 1 or 2 students, if not all, half.
That will even do. It's good.
But my pain has been the idea that, will it be objective? Let me make this comment, and I hope I'm not digressing, about the free SHS. For me, and where I sit, I believe that the best was for it to be open for all. Because trust me, if it were not to be that it is open for all, and it was supposed to be for some who, quote and unquote, they will tell you, are underprivileged. When you call for the list, it will surprise you that my brothers and sisters from my hometown who are genuinely in need, their names will not be captured. It will be the sons and daughters, nieces and nephews, grannies of the well-to-do in society with the necessary connections whose names will be there. So if we want to go into that, I'm looking at it, there should be a policy guideline. There should be a committee. And it should go through a proper scrutiny in terms of selection of who should enjoy that. Unfortunately, we have 3 months to run an administration. So right from the start, what we said to them was that, look, guys, we don't have the time.
The speed was too much.
All that we can do is to lay the foundation stone and take a walk. God so good. We are laying the necessary foundations, and we are hoping they'll come and build upon it.
Oh, that's also nice. Such a brave SRC president. Guys, I'm amazed. I'm sure you are also amazed. Let's go for a quick short break. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back, viewers. Back to my guest. All right. I've had a lot and I've heard a lot from you. So I have a very last big question. Last big.
Wow.
All right. So, Mr. President, what have you achieved in life? What are some of the prestigious things that you've achieved that students out there may look upon and set this perception in their head? I want to be like Mr. Bashiru. Something.
Wow. In terms of achievement
Within
within the academia, within the work, it's across board. It's vast. Generally, what I would say I've achieved is the brand.
The brand?
Yes.
Oh.
You see, good name is better than riches. Mm. When people hear Bashiru, what comes to mind? Let me state this. You realize that my name is Bashiru Salifu Zibo. The family name is Zibo. Mm-hmm. Almost all my other siblings use Zibo. Bashiru is my father's name. That's the surname.
All right.
And Salifu is my name. They chose Zibo, and they are going with Zibo. I chose Bashiru, and before even coming to Kingston University College, Bashiru trends. So I picked that name, and it is trended. What happened? How can one person propagate that name?
Yeah, it takes a lot.
You understand?
Yeah.
And all these come from you being objective, doing what ought to be done when it ought to be done, as and when you can try to give off your best, no matter what it is. I've excelled a little bit in the academia, in the work, and in life as well, generally. I'm not rich, I'm not poor, I'm in between.
I thought you were going to say you are rich.
I'm in between. Wow. I'm an average Ghanaian.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice hearing from you. So what are your last words to your viewers who are there watching you? What are your last words?
Very well, viewers, this is what I've got to say. Kingston University College, on whose platform I am with you guys today, it is a school that offers business, law, and computer science as major faculties. This is an institution within a Bediaku environs, and they have a very serene environment that is good for you. The place is nice. The students are accommodating, just that they don't want to be taken for granted. So when you go there, don't try to take them for granted. But beyond that, look, we are a proud institution. We are proud of you, and we wish to always welcome you to come and join us as Kingston University College. Come, let them treat you as a royal. Thanks, and thanks once again for hosting me. For whatever it is, for whatever that has brought me here, what I want to tell you is you can do it and get it done better than some of us have started and gotten to. Get out there and show the world what you've got, because only you can stop yourself. Thank you.
Oh, that's so nice, so touching, very, very touching. I thank you once again for showing up. In fact, today I thought you won't come.
I had no choice.
Thank you once again for coming. I really appreciate that.
You're always welcome.
Back to my lovely viewers. Hope you enjoyed the show and really had a good time. Fortunately, unfortunately, this enticing and interesting show has come to an end. I would like to thank my sponsors. A very big thank you to all my sponsors. A very big thank you to my technical team. A very big thank you to Mr. Ejapon, my counselor, and also a very big thank you to Empress E Cosmetics. They just you yourself, you can see how good I'm looking. And a very big thank you to my makeup artist. I really love you more.